A very good evening to you all. Warm welcome wherever you are in the world. It's about 10 to 8 in the evening here in the UK, but wherever you are, you're very welcome. And we're going to look at the four hands that were being played tonight. This series of hands is all about defence, and generally speaking, if the defence get it right, declarer can't make his contracts. So if declarer has made any contracts tonight, then the defence were lacking, with the exception of one hand, which we will come to. There was one hand where even if the defence get it right, there was something that declarer could do, and at least one declarer managed it, and I was very impressed. But we'll come to that. The very first board that we played is on your screen, and we'll give you the auction. Okay. Yeah, board one, I should imagine all made, but they shouldn't all have made. This one they couldn't make if the defence get it right. So what did the defence get wrong? We'll have a look, because that's why you're here, because you want to learn how. Defence is the most difficult part of the game. You need a regular partner really to formulate your defensive strategy, so you know what signals mean and what your signals are, and you have to be awake. You have to realize what the problem is and act on it. Okay, here we go. One club, South passes, and we're told that the two no trump bid shows something like 11 or 12 points with a club fit. That's what we were told. Okay, so two no trumps, pass from North, three no trumps, passed out. So everybody made this one. So let's have a look. The lead we were told was the three of diamonds. That's a lead from a 5-card suit, hoping that partner's got something nice in diamonds. Ace Queen X would be really nice, but Jack, and of course declarer ducks it. And why does declarer duck it? Well, if his clubs were solid, it's very likely that he would have 9 top tricks. So his clubs are probably not solid, in which case this is from North's point of view we're looking at now, and his clubs are probably not solid, in which case South is going to have the king of clubs, and he's got to be able to make the most of that. But this is why declarer is ducking the diamonds. He doesn't want to lose the diamonds after he takes a possibly losing club finesse. So he ducks the second diamond. Now the spotlight is on North. He can see that there is no future in diamonds. He can set the suit up, but he cannot possibly get the lead. So he should not be letting partner continue with diamonds, and a switch from partner is not going to help. So we're going to have to overtake this diamond, and we've got to find a switch that is likely to work. Now, if we assume that partner's got the king of clubs, which declarer ducking the diamonds suggests, then what has declarer got? Well, he's got the ace of diamonds and he's got the jack of clubs, that's 5. He's got another 6 or 7 points. And what could they be that would give you a chance? And the answer is you need partner to have the king, queen of spades. No other combination of cards will help. The king of spades and the ace of hearts, that won't help, because the declarer will still have 2 spade tricks and 2 heart tricks and 5 club tricks, 4 club tricks and a diamond. So what North needs to do is to overtake the diamond and switch to a spade. If you're playing strong tens, as I do, I would play the 9, because that would promise the 10 if it was from more than 2 cards. But if you don't play strong tens, then you play the 10. But you either play one or the other, as long as you show that you've got the other one. So I will lead the 10. And declarer has no answer. If he ducks it, North will play another one. And if he takes it, or if he puts the jack on, then South will continue the suit, and these spades will be set up before declarer can knock out the king of clubs. Let's assume he puts the jack on. It's not going to make any difference. Way back to the 9. Declarer can duck it again, but that comes another one. And declarer cannot get home without the club finesse. So he's going to take the club finesse when he gets to his hand. Nine first, just in case Norton's got one before, but he hasn't. And you can see now that we've already taken 5 tricks now. And this king of spades, that's going to take it 2 off. And so in those declarers that made it, they did not get that overtake of the diamond and the spade switch. I think most people didn't overtake the diamond, is my suspicion. I can't watch all the tables, but there we go. So North has got to be aware that A, there's no future in continuing diamonds because he doesn't have an entry. And then he's got to work out what can partner have that will allow you to defeat this contract. Now, I know you didn't, Jack. I was actually watching your table and Pat couldn't do anything else. She continued with the diamonds. But from that point on, Declarer was already making 9 tricks. And you couldn't stop it. But you should overtake it, and now you need to decide which suit you're going to switch to. How to choose? Well, even if partner's got the ace and queen of hearts, then what are you going to make? You made 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, but partner can't have the ace queen of hearts if he's got the king of clubs. You just can't have them because he can't have enough points. And Declarer not taking the first diamond. Declarer's got king jack to 4 diamonds, 4 clubs rather. He'll take the first diamond and catch his other 5 club tricks. 1 diamond is 6, and ace king ace. You know, he'll have enough tricks. So there is a strong suggestion that South is holding that king of clubs, and that's why you've got to set up these winners before that king of clubs goes. And really the only suit that you can do that in is spades. It's not easy. I fully agree with you. It's not easy, but yeah, Jothy, I agree with you. It's not easy, but when I explain it the way I have just explained it, maybe it now looks a little easier. If partner's got the ace queen of hearts, I don't think he can have. He can't have the king of clubs. And if he's got the ace of hearts and the king of clubs and maybe the queen of spades, Declarer's got 9 tricks. Really, if you think about it, the only combination of high cards that partner can have with the values that he can have that will allow you to defeat this contract are the king, queen of spades. Very specific, I agree, but that's the only thing. Yeah, but that's the way the experts can think, Sanya. You know, this is how they get all the results they do because they do picture these things. And I will confess straight away, I think I used to be better at it than I am now. You know, I'm getting old, you know, along with a lot of other people. But that's the principle. Okay. No, I'm not. I am getting old. I'm nothing like the player I used to be. I was just telling Sanya about a video that I have surfaced about a lecture I gave a few years ago, which I'm going to send to her and let her see what I used to be able to do. Anyway, do we have any other questions or comments on board 1? And as always, send your questions or whatever to the table, and so that everybody can see what the question is. I'm not going to say, and I'll do my very best to answer them. Yeah. I'm getting some private messages that I'm not going to share with you. But right now, I am definitely not the player I used to be. No, no, no. I still fancy myself as a player. I'm a force to be reckoned with. Don't get me wrong, but I'm in the 1990s. I was winning serious events and coming second in other serious events. I was a force to be reckoned with. I don't play in those events much nowadays, and I don't think I'm quite as capable as I was. Okay. Ah. Yeah, I know you can't see it. You can't, what you've got to do, you've got to visualize what partner can have. Now you can say to yourself, if partner's got the king of clubs, which I think is very likely, then he's got at most another, he's already played the queen jack of diamonds. So he's got at most another 5 points. So the ace queen of hearts, that would be too many. Right, because declarer's got 11 or 12, we're told. So he can't have the ace queen of hearts, and he can't have anything else in hearts other than the ace. So he might have the ace of hearts and the queen of spades, but then declarer's got 2 spade tricks, and he still have 2 heart tricks, and he still have 4 club tricks. So we can't take enough tricks if declarer's got that particular holding. The only thing that would help, because your 10-9 of spades can contribute, is the king queen of spades. Okay. Exactly, Jack. Yes. Yes. I mean, declarer can get his 4 club tricks, but you've got to set up whatever tricks you're going to set up before that king of clubs goes. And really the only suit that you can do that with is spades. And for that to work, North has to play South for the king and the queen. Yeah, well put, Jack. Right, if we don't have any more questions or comments, we will move on to board 2. If I can find board 2. What's happened to board 2? Where it is. Right. Export to the table. And this is a straightforward sequence. It goes pass, 1 no trump, pass, 3 no trumps, pass. I know over the last couple of years now, I think I have been trying to convince people to play strong 10s because I think they're invaluable. So on this hand, we will be leading the 9 of hearts, which promises the 10. And against no trumps, usually the 8 or the 7, but certainly promises the 10, but nothing higher. All right, so that's the essence. If we had something higher, we would be leading the 10, lead the 10 from King Jack 10 or Queen 10 9 or something like that. So leading the 9, if it's from length, will promise the 10, but nothing higher. All right, so now let's have a look. What tricks have we got? Well, we've got 4 diamond tricks. They can't run away. Even if we lose a club trick, we can make 3 club tricks. Right, that's 7 tricks, and we can either make 2 hearts or we can make a heart and a spade. But what's the danger? Well, the danger is that we can lose the king of clubs to West after the hearts have been set up. Now, can the defense set up the hearts now? Let's just think about it. Let's say that we play low. If East jumps in with his ace and plays 1 back, so North wins, or you can unblock the king if he wants. North wins, takes the club finesse, and the hearts haven't been set up. And we've got 2 heart tricks, 3 club tricks, and 4 diamond tricks. That's 9. So East taking the ace of hearts and playing a heart back is not going to work. All right. On the other hand, the bidding tells East that West's values are very limited. Somehow we've got to use what mediocre values West do have for our advantage. And again, there's only one suit where we can find that. And for here, we need West. We assume if he's got a king, it can only be the king of clubs, because we know he hasn't got the king of hearts. You can see the king of diamonds and the king of spades. So if he's got an entry, it can only be in clubs. And as on the previous hand, we've got to set up enough winners by the time partner makes that king of clubs. We can't do it in hearts. It looks unlikely that we can do it in diamonds, and we certainly can't do it in clubs. So we need to do it in spades. And for that to work, we either need West to have the 10 of spades, in which case we will lead a small one and the 10 will force the king or the queen. And then we're sitting with the ace jack behind the other one, and he's still got the king of clubs. Or we need him to have the 9 of spades and for declarer to misguess it. Not quite so likely. If declarer's got the 9 and 10 and the 8, then he'll probably put the 10 on when he's led. But he may get it wrong, you never know. But what is for sure is that playing a heart back cannot lead to success. So what we're going to do, we're going to hope that partner's got 10 of spades, or the 9 if they can get declarer to play it wrong. And it doesn't matter now whether declarer takes it or not. He will, because the club finesse may still be right. The defense now take 3 more tricks. They're going to make 3 more spade tricks, but they can only do that if East wins the first heart and plays a spade back. If he docks the first heart, let's go back. What should declarer do now? So let's say that East docks the first heart, because he could easily, he knows declarer's got the king. Now declarer should say, well, ace on another heart will set the hearts up. But the only entry I can stop him making, because we don't know where the ace of spades is, the ace of spades may be with West, but the only entry I can stop him making is the club. I can knock that out first. So we're going to cross to dummy with a diamond, not a spade yet, because if the spade is wrong, the king of spades loses to the ace. Ace on another heart is going to scupper us. Now we can do the 10. Now, what can he do now? Not a lot. Play another heart if he likes. But now declarer's got 2 heart tricks. He's got 3 club tricks and 4 diamonds is 7 and 2 heart tricks. So let's say he doesn't play another heart. Let's say he plays a spade instead. Now declarer's only made 1 heart trick, but now he's got 1 spade trick. So he's still making 4 diamonds, 3 clubs, and 2 tricks in the majors. So East docking the first heart won't allow him to make it, provided declarer doesn't play a spade. If declarer plays a spade after the first heart, thinking I'll go for the spade first, then East will win and play ace on another heart, and the king of clubs is still wrong. So quite a tricky hand. I don't know how many people got that right, or how many made it, or how many took it off. But I know that one went off because declarer didn't play it as well as she might have. But I don't know how about anybody else. Well, that is, let's claim this now as going 1 off. Because if the defense get it right, it will go off. Do we have any comments or questions on board 2? Do we know how many made that or went off, Sanya? No. Okay. We will move on to board 3 when I can find board 3. Pat and Jack set them. Oh, well, there you go. Well done, Pat and Jack. Right, let's have a look at, Jack's going to come into his own in a minute. Right, let's see how this one goes. 3 passes. One spade. Pass. One no trump. Pass. 4 spades. That's the bidding we were given. And we're told that the lead was the Queen of Hearts, I'm fairly sure. Yes, indeed it was. Now, I think as a defensive problem, this is quite difficult. And I think the normal play would be for declarer to ruff the second heart. I wouldn't cover the first one. The table I watched did cover it, but North didn't continue with the second one. But let's see what trap declarer can set for the defence and see whether the defence should fall into it or not. Let's have a look. So we say we don't cover that one. Cover the next one because we're fairly sure the ace is not going to drop anyway. Now we play a spade to dummy. Now look at the clubs. You look the wrong way, Sam. Okay, look at the clubs. If we take the club finesse and South takes it, takes the winner, the Jack is going to drop under the ace and all the clubs will be good. So when declarer plays a club, North can't afford to put the Jack on. At least he doesn't think he can. Declarer plays the Queen. Now, depending upon what methods you use, the 6 is missing. Who's got the 6? Undoubtedly, declarer's got the ace, but who has got the 6? Well, for most people, I know that those playing 2/1 play upside down count. If North did have the Jack 9-6, well, then he might play the 9, or more likely in my country at least, he would play the 6. And that would tell South a lot more definitely that he needs to duck this. Otherwise, dummy is entryless outside the clubs. The danger of those clubs becoming good is quite good. And it's difficult to imagine that your partners are actually going to make a club trick. If your partner's got the Jack X left, declarer's only got the singleton ace. You won't make a club trick in that case, but then you'll make other tricks instead. So the thing is, you need to duck it. And now declarer's got nowhere to go. He can draw the trumps, which he probably will. And he might play for South to have something like Queen Doubleton Diamond or Ace Doubleton Diamond, or King Doubleton Diamond rather. So he lead in Little Diamond, but he can't get to dummy to take advantage of that anyway. Nothing helps him. North can carry on with either a club or a heart. Just can't make it, provided South does not put the king on that queen of clubs. The club's still got to lose another club, and that's going to be one off. That, I think, was more difficult. So any South that did take the club is he or she has my sympathy, because I think a lot of people would get that wrong. But if they think about it enough, the tricks are going to come from clubs if you take it and declare a started with 3. It may be wrong to duck it, but the odds are greatly in your favour to duck it. The 9, yeah, it is hard to read, but what is the partner going to do? He's hardly going to play the jack. And for most people, if you're playing upside down, 9 would promise an even number anyway. But if it is an even number, then it's falling, no matter what it is. If partner's got Jack 9 6, then he would play. What would he play? He might play the 9 because the 10 8 are in dummy, but it is hard to read. I think this is a tricky one for South to read. I think the clues are there, but they're a lot more subtle, aren't they? A lot harder to realise. But you've also got to remember that because declare a Roth the second heart, you do know that North has got 5 hearts, and he's only going to have 2 spades at most, because declare has promised 6. That's 7 cards. He's only got 6 cards in the minors. Now he might be 3-3, he might be 4-2, but you need to be aware of the possibilities. Okay, any more questions or comments on board 3? I think South had a difficult job to get that one right. Anybody that did get it right, I think was doing really well. Right, let's find board 4 for you. He says, it's here somewhere. No, that's not it. Okay, try again. Here we go. Here's board 4. And the auction hearts, 1 club, hearts, diamond, hearts, 1 no trump, hearts, 3 no trumps. There we go. Values to spare, you would think. Board 4 all made. Well, I suspect that the defense actually got it wrong. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Ratner. You are right. The Jack of Spades at trick 1 is the right card to play. But I doubt whether anybody got it right except at one table, which was Jack's table, where Jack found an alternative line and gained my admiration in doing so. But let's have a look. The lead we were told was the 6 of spades. Now, if West does the normal thing, and when I say normal, the thing without thinking that much of playing the ace and playing 1 back, declarer will duck it twice, and then he'll take the 3rd one, and then take the diamond finesse. And if West is not going to have any spades left, and now he's going to make 4 diamonds, and 3 clubs is 7, and 3 hearts he's going to have loads of tricks. Plenty of tricks. Right, so as Ratner says, the correct card from West at trick 1 is the Jack. Now he's fooling partner. Partner won't know he's got the ace, but he can see for himself he's going to get the lead before partner is. Partner's values are limited to 2 points at most, if he counts, and that's very likely the Queen of Spades. But declarer doesn't know that. Declarer doesn't know where the ace of spades is, and when West plays the Jack, can North really afford not to put the king on? Because if for all he knows, a spade can come through now to the ace queen and the opposition take the rest of the spades and he hasn't made any. So the right card at trick one is the jack. Declarer wins, and sooner or later he's got to take the diamond finesse, you would think. We'll come back to it in a moment. So he takes the diamond finesse. Now West pounces. And the defence take 3 more spade tricks, and that's going to be one off. Let's go back. For all these boxes to disappear. Oh, we've now gone too far back. Okay. If West does what a lot of you would do, I suspect, plays a spade back, declare it ducks this one. Probably would have been the jack, but it doesn't really matter. But now he's lost 2 tricks and he'll lose the diamond, but then he'll only have lost 3 tricks and East can never get the lead. So the jack of spades, definitely the right play at trick 1. Fooling the partner, probably fooling declarer, but with a purpose, with a reason for doing it. I mean, partner's got no entry outside spades. I know that. So if I'm going to get partner in, it can only be with a spade, and I don't want to let declarer duck it. But let's put the board back up to, we'll claim that as making for the moment. It's actually going to make an over trick, but we'll claim that one. And now we're going to put it back to the table. We do know what the auction was, but we'll just bid 3 no trumps. And lead is the same. And West did indeed put the jack in. And Jack won it, because this was Jack playing this hand. But he's well aware of this ploy of not taking the ace. So he looks for another way of playing it, even if those aces are wrong. And he came to the view that if the diamond finesse is working, well, it's probably going to be working anyway. All right. But what he did do, he went for a squeeze. Now, you don't see an obvious squeeze here, unless you're looking for it. But nevertheless, there is one. West is looking after the clubs on his own, and West is looking after the diamonds on his own. But for the squeeze to work, A, we've got to rectify the count. We've got to give them the tricks that they're going to make. And B, we've got to make sure we get the entries right so that we can take advantage of the fact that we're squeezing it. So what Jack did, he played the spade back. Question 1, continued with spades. And South, well, can throw a club at this point. Another spade. Well, we're assuming now that the king of diamonds is probably wrong. And we're going to throw a diamond. We're going for the squeeze. West can throw a heart. Doesn't want to throw a club. Really. Because North may well have 4 clubs. We can afford another heart. North can afford another diamond. And now where East switches to a diamond. that really confirms that the king of diamonds is not where you want it to be. So pursuing our line of going for the squeeze, we take the ace, and now we're going to cash 3 rounds. What is West to throw? If he throws a diamond, we've got 2 diamond tricks. If he throws a club, then we leave the diamonds alone and we've got 4 now. So we're going to assume that he throws a club. You can see the diamond threat, and declarer is now going to claim 4 more club tricks. And that's okay. That's board 4. Do we have any questions or comments on board 4? Okay. And next week you'll have Alan with you next week with some more defensive problems. Oh, you watch the videos? Yeah. Well, I think Alan has a problem with the videos. I do them every week, and I send them off to Charlene the same night usually, and she puts them on the website fairly quickly. She doesn't get them from Alan because he sometimes have a question. Yeah, questions always welcome. If you have any questions, Ratner, you can send them to me, even if I haven't done the lesson. I've got a problem about hand 3 from Monday night or whatever, and I will do my very best to answer. So you can send me a message. That's one of my email addresses. That will find me. And if you have any questions about any of the hands that you've played that occur to you later, then by all means you can drop me an email. I can't give out Alan's email address without his permission, but he may well be just as receptive. But if you send them to me, you're being passed on to other people. Okay. So if we have no more questions or comments, I'm going to first of all stop